Hello, creative friends. It is a rainy, gloomy day here in Texas today, but I am trying to get in the Christmas spirit. It's the very first part of December, and I have a cute little Santa Claus card, 3D Shadowbox card that I would like to show you how to assemble today. So I've already cut out all my pieces on my silhouette machine, and I am going to start with his face. And of course you can cut this on your Cricut machine as well. I have both, so they both work well. I've designed it so that it will work with either machine. So I'm going to start with his little face. I'm going to put the Santa Claus together first because there's a lot of little pieces and I do not want to have to deal with losing them or getting them all over the place. So we're gonna, you have a little black layer. That's gonna be the black in his eyes. This is not my favorite glue in the world. I like, it's good. It's Aleene's original tacky glue, but I like my Barely Precision Craft glue. My daughter has borrowed that for a project she has. So I'm having to make do with the other. It's a little runnier and the Aleene's is a little runnier and spreads out a little more. But anyway, still both of them are good. So put the little pink piece over the black so that you get his eyes, and this is his face. All right, so then I'm gonna set that to the side. And the next part I'm gonna do is I'm going to, glue this white piece onto the red piece. And it should match up just right. Now, I know those kind of look like eyes and a mouth, but it's actually his cheeks and his mouth. So I'll show you how that's gonna go together here in just a second. So just a little bit of glue. I don't know about you guys, but I am behind this year with my decorations, my Christmas decorations, and I'm kind of sad about it. But I am going to do my best to get it done this next week. Actually, these little tiny pieces, sometimes I'll glue them and sometimes I won't, just because they're so tiny. But I just kind of dab at it with my finger, and where it's not gonna glop out or, you know, spread out and make a mess. I mean, it's always gonna be a mess when you use glue, I guess, but less of a mess. Okay, so get all that lined up. And, you know, even if it's off just a little bit, it's okay because it gives it a little more dimension. Okay, that's pretty good. Wipe some of that glue up. All right, so on this particular project, I would suggest doing the beard next because that's gonna determine where your face is gonna go. So it should lay again right on top. I love this little swirly beard, but we're gonna I'm just gonna get as much glue as I can on there to make it stick, but not too much that it's getting everywhere. And I'm sure there's like a better way to do this. I've seen, or I used to have, sticky dots where you would put like your excuse me, your die cut on top of it and it would pick up the glue. But the ones I have are kind of old and the adhesive is not the greatest. So I actually ordered some more today on Amazon, and they're, I think it was Sticky Dots by Thermoweb, and you just press it down on the little sheet and the little sticky dots, you know, they're little tiny glue dots, and it just makes it a little less messy than using a bottle of glue. And I always have my tweezers. For some reason or another, it just really helps me be a little more precise with everything. I guess I have fat fingers. Anyway, so that looks great. I love it. Okay, so now this piece, see these little bumps right here? They're gonna go right over that, like that, so that his little cheeks show through. So I'm gonna put some glue on this. And make sure that it fits nice and snug right there, so that those little red cheeks show up. All right, then the next part I'm going to do is I'm going to do the swirls on his cap. So just make sure that it's facing the correct direction so that it fits right there across the top. Again, just, you know, as much glue or as little. I don't know, what is it they teach them in preschool now? A dot will do. I used to teach 2nd and 3rd grade, and they still, even at that age, could get a little crazy with the glue, whatever crafting we were doing. It's like the more the better, and that's not always a good idea. But it was fun. We always had lots of crafty things to do with our whatever school thing we were studying at the time. Okay, so this is going to go just like that. I've got a little bit of glue there, but the good thing about this glue is it and the Barely Art glue as well, is it dries good and clear, and you don't see a bunch of gummy residue on there. Okay, so that's part of his hat, and then we're going to do the red part of his hat. That's going to go just like that. It should fit down pretty good. Looks like it's going to fit really good, so I'm going to glue it up. And make sure that it's tucked right in there. Oh, this is so cute. Ever since I've started digital design, I've really been amazed at the things that I can make. I've always been kind of artsy, craftsy, but this is forcing me to take it to a whole nother level, and I really love it. Okay, so this particular piece, this is my 3rd cut on this, because my blade was not sharp on my machine, and the paper I was using was not the greatest. So I would suggest, because don't size this down at all for sure, but just make sure that you have a good sharp blade and some good paper, and that your paper settings are correct, because if it's too much for paper, or if you don't want to use paper and you want to be I guess a little, if you want to be sure that it's going to cut, you can use vinyl, and it'll look just as good. This glue is gunking up a little bit. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get it where it's not quite so thick. For some reason it's not wanting to come out. Probably it's because I'm not using the little cap to sit it in. The glue's running down the wrong direction in the bottle. Okay, that's good enough. That cap, put that on there. All right, so again, make sure that it's set the right direction, and press it down, and all we have left now is his little red nose. Oh, I got glue up there. All right, so this one, the little tiny red nose, is gonna go right there. And it just, when you put his nose on, it just completely changes his look. It's so cute. All right, there we go. Hello, Santa. He's so cute. All right. So this would be, if you blew this up, or blew it up, if you enlarge the shape, you would be able to, you know, you could frame it or make a little ornament out of him, but he's super cute just like this without being on the card. Okay, so now I've got my card. I'll sit him to the side for a second. And on my Shadowbox cards, just, you know, look at the shapes that you cut out and kind of see where they are. Make sure that they're in the right order. The thicker one will always be in the back. And I usually put the, you know, whatever object I have in the middle, and then there'll be like a little frame on the outside. Sometimes I'll layer them up more than that, but this one just has these layers. So I'm going to use the pop dots, or actually I don't have pop dots. I have these little adhesive strips that are like foam, and they're not very thick, which I really like. They actually, they come in this width, and I just cut them because I don't like the big long strips to show. And you know, you can cut them to whatever size you want. And I put those on, and I usually do the corners, and depending on how long it is, this one's a little longer on the side, so I will put one in the middle. Probably not up here so much. And the trick with these is you can use the tweezers or you can use your fingers to get that little strip off. Sometimes I can do it faster with the tweezers if I don't have fingernails. I've tried for years to get manicures and keep my nails looking nice, but they just always get messed up because I'm always doing some crafty something or working in the yard, or they just don't last on me, sadly. All right, so then we're gonna line this up where those score lines are, and just press that down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make my Santa Claus float up just a little bit. So I'm gonna put some of these strips on the back of my Santa, just so that he'll stand up a little bit. Just enough to support him. And I don't like them to show, the little strips. If I can scoot them in a little bit, I do, so that they don't show from the side of the card. It's giving me a little trouble. There we go. Sticky mess everywhere. I do like these tweezers. They're not straight on, they're curved. And I just got them on Amazon. Oh, that one's being stubborn. I will say, be extra careful with these. They're super sharp on the end. I've poked my finger a couple of times and it did not feel good. Okay, so this little silhouette section should outline your Santa just a little bit. So you have to kind of just hover it, you know, to see where it's going to go. And then press it down just a little bit. Super cute. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and put this frame part around him, and then I'll put him on the card. So again, just use your little sticky dots or strips. And because this is so thin on the side, I am not going to use the strips on there. I think it should be okay. Maybe it's faster to do it with my non-existent fingernails. There we go. All right, again, so we're going to line that up as best we can. Oops, I'm stuck down too soon. Let's see if I can, there we go. So cute. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and put my strips on this layer. This takes a minute. And this one I am going to put strips on the sides just because by the time you put the Santa on there, it's a little heavy-ish. And I don't want it to look saggy as on that layer. So I'm going to peel those off. We're almost finished. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. Even if it's not quite time for Christmas at your house, sometimes we start these projects early so that we can have it done before things get too crazy. But I don't know, it's putting me in the spirit to be doing something fun like this today. All right, so I'm going to line it up. And press it down. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. All right, and there you go. There's your little 3D Shadowbox Santa card. I hope you enjoy this project and that you will have a wonderful holiday season. And thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.